Hi guys, my name is Leon and this is the Cozy and Cold Show. Thank you for tuning in. This is the third episode for the year, and if you watched the first and second one, thank you for tuning in and hopefully find it helpful or insightful in any way. If there's any topics that you'd like us to talk about, please do let us know in the comment section. We are more than open to hearing what you guys would like us to talk about or to share about in details. And yeah, let's get into it. So, for the third episode for today, we're gonna be talking about contentment versus complacency. Yeah, I know it's kind of like a tricky topic because I feel like people kind of like mix the two of them and can't really differentiate what is complacency and what is contentment. Because in our 20s, a lot of us we all saying we're good. Somebody asking how you doing, we're good. How was the event? It was good. How was the vacation? It was good. But deep down, we know we're not really good. We're just comfortable. It doesn't mean like we're unhappy or we're stressed or we are lazy. It's just a period where you just feel like you are stuck. For example, you just feel like you're stuck and you're not really seeing any movement per se. But yeah, let's really jump into it and talk about why this mainly hits people that are like in our 20s. Because your 20s are kind of like confusing because you're not a kid anymore and you're not really an adult at the same time, but you're kind of like stuck in between the choices of being an adult or still being a kid. You still want to do stuff that you want to do as a kid, but you also want to prepare your life because you're also thinking ahead, like you want to plan for marriage, for kids, for your education or career wise choice, and you're like, oh, if I do this I won't be able to do this, or if I do this then I'm missing this. It's kind of like a stage of life where you're kind of like in between choices, but it's not really bad, to like stop a little bit, ask some questions, ask yourself like where you really going with your life, like what are you really planning to do in the long term, like after all is done and said, what would I have really accomplished? It is a question that we do ask ourselves most of the time. But yeah, so we're gonna be talking about what complacency actually looks like. So complacency is not really obvious. It's not like sleeping all day or doing nothing. Sometimes it may feel like peace, like, oh, I'm actually off today, so I can sleep in or scroll social media or just do nothing the whole day, and you're like, oh, I feel at peace. But then it haunts you as well, like, I just wasted the day. I could have been productive. I could have done the video I wanted to do. I could have read for that test I was supposed to do. Complacency sounds like, oh, I'll deal with it later. Like, oh, assignment is due on Friday. I'll do that on Thursday. But today, Monday, you're actually free. You're not doing anything. Just pushing tasks forward that don't need to be pushed. Just, feeling comfortable. Like, okay, I still have time, but end up having rushing in the end. Or just saying, oh, at least I'm doing okay. Oh, other people have it worse. Oh, something like that, like you're in a period where you're not set, but because you're saying, oh, other people have it worse, that doesn't mean if somebody has it worse, what you're going through is normal or what you're going through is where you're supposed to be. But we just use those as sort of like excuses to just make ourselves feel at peace, like, oh, this person has this, oh, this person has this, mine is better. It's good as well. I'm not saying it's a bad feeling, saying, oh, I'm a little bit better than that person, but making you better than that other person doesn't mean you're actually doing good for where you're actually supposed to be. It also looks like staying in the same routine for years, doing the same thing over and over again, that same addiction, that same thing that you keep doing that you know you shouldn't be doing, but you keep doing it anyway. Yeah, the complacency looks like because you're like, oh, I'm used to this. This is a normal feeling to me. This is something I've been doing for a long time. Like, why change? Why change? We always say that all of the time. or avoiding those uncomfortable or like uncomfortable organize sorry uncomfortable conversations where you know, like if you talk to this person, they're probably gonna help you, but you don't wanna be weird. You wanna be like, no, I'm good where I am. If I talk to them, I'll come off as weird, or they'll find me as somebody who is weird, just weird. But if you do talk to that person, they're gonna recommend you for a job. They're gonna give you the next gig. They're gonna help you in whatever you're going through. But because we wanna stay comfortable, we avoid those uncomfortable conversations that will actually might even be helpful to our lives. Knowing you should change something but not acting. I feel like this one hits hard was I also been in that period and I do enter it sometimes where I know that I should stop doing some certain things, but I keep doing them anyway. This is wrong. Or if you keep doing this, you're not gonna progress. If you keep doing this, you're not really gonna go far or go anyway. But we keep doing it. We keep doing it and then keep doing it again and always telling ourselves I'll change tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes, I'll change next week comes, or starting next month, always keep pushing it forward. So yeah, but that was all on the complacency side of stuff. Right now, we're gonna just jump into what contentment really is, kind of like explaining what it is a little bit. So, contentment is being thankful for where you are without giving up on where you're going. So, you can be content and still want more. It is a natural feeling to have something that you've been working towards, and once you actually get it, you still wanna work and get more than what you have already achieved. It is a normal feeling. Content can also be you being content with where you are, but still growing. And content can also be you being content and still feel hungry for purpose. It doesn't mean that if you reached a stage where you've gotten what you're praying for, you've gotten what you're working towards, that you should stop there. That feeling, that little itch that you get that I've reached here, and if I can reach at this certain level that I wasn't able or I wasn't at a previous time, and I'm actually here now, and I can actually go more. Why not go for more? That itch, that little push that you feel, go towards for it. It's not a wrong thing to wanna have purpose, to wanna have growth, to wanna pursue more in life. But yeah, I'm just gonna talk a little bit of the difference about the contentment and complacency between the two of those. So here, kind of like some honest questions that I've been asking myself, that I have also been told by other people, then I've taken them into account for myself to just know what they are. So the first one that I'm going to be talking is, am I growing or am I just repeating the same thing every single year? Like, is what I'm doing every single year, the actions that I'm doing, that I'm repeating, am I really growing or I'm just stuck in the same routine because I'm comfortable right now? So I have to keep doing this and not do more. And then the second one is, am I avoiding change because it's scary? Which is something which is obvious. Change is scary because you don't know what change holds for you. What if it changes for the worst? What if it changes for the best? You never know until you try. But that action of trying is what's scary because you don't know what the yielding result is gonna be at the end. And when was the last time I challenged myself? Like, when was the last time you challenged yourself to do something, to apply for that job? How many applications are you doing per day? You're saying you're jobless, you don't have a job right now. How many applications are you actually applying? How many jobs are you applying for? Challenge yourself to apply as many jobs as you can. If you need to work in person to that store, to that job you need, walk there, hand your resume in person, talk to the manager, talk to the colleagues, go to those networking events, push yourself, challenge yourself. We've been going to the gym, 2 days per week, challenge yourself. Try going 3 days per week. If you've been reading scriptures once a week, challenge yourself 2 times a week, 3 times a week, 4 times a week. If you've been, you know, driving a car that you're like, oh, I have this $5,000 car, that's it for me. That car that you want, that's more than the 5,000. Challenge yourself, go for it, work hard, make more money, buy that car that you want. And then the next question is, do I feel peaceful or am I just distracted? Sometimes peace can come as distraction. Like you can be distracted by certain items. Let's say you're on social media, you're scrolling on IG, you've been scrolling for hours on your bed, you feel at peace, you're just scrolling and you just feel like this is the life. I'm pretty chill, scrolling IG reels. You feel peaceful, but you are distracted. You feel like you're at peace, but peace can come as a distraction sometimes. That distraction can make you feel like you're at peace when you're actually not. And then tomorrow, like, oh, I wasted 5 hours, I was scrolling IG reels, or I was doing this. And then the last one is, am I being real or am I playing it safe? Because sometimes I used to do it when I went to like what do you call it? When I went to like gathering, sometimes you try to be a certain individual, a certain personality that you are not because you're trying to fit in, you're trying to play it safe, you're not trying to be authentic, you're not trying to be yourself. You're trying to kind of like what do you call it? Play along in the environment that you are in. You're trying to fit in so much that you have to change yourself, how you talk, how you dress, how you do certain things. And yeah, if you feel also bored and motivated or something just like that, it's not laziness. Being stagnant, not knowing what to do, doesn't mean you're lazy. It just means you don't know what to do. It's a normal thing. Not everybody knows what to do each and every time. And then the next thing is we're going to talk about faith without preaching. One verse that really made sense to me as I was reading is, I have learned to be content in my situation. What this verse is just saying is, it doesn't mean staying the same forever. It means trusting God whilst you're moving forward. I have learned to be content in any situation. So whatever situation that you're in, just pray to God, ask God like the plans that you have for my life, reveal them to me, make my path straight, and He will do that. He will open those doors for you. If it ever happened to you where like you want something, but it's not something that's like really stuck in your head. It's like in your subconscious. And then you meet somebody, they're like, oh, we do this. You do video, like for me, I do videography. So you meet somebody sometimes, like you really need money. And then somebody just be like, oh, you do videography? I want to talk about this client, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes the situation where I wanted to get into like real estate, staging and stuff like that, I talked to this one guy and I was like literally wanting to get a client from me. It was something that I just thought about. And then I just met this guy. He introduced me to the owners of this company that I work with these days. And through that, so through that connection, that guy end up getting the job for the real estate that I've been thinking about. Like, I want to do this, I want to do this real estate thing, but this guy probably got sent, came to me, introduced me to his clients, and I'm actually doing it now. So it kind of like opened the way for me, just letting God, saying, God, I want to be in this industry, I want to be doing this. And it just came in unexpected ways, and things just started going forward. So yeah, and another phase that I want to talk about is being lukewarm. You're not hot, you're not cold, you're kind of like in the middle, you're kind of like 50-50 in between both sides. That's basically what complacency is. Being lukewarm, not doing bad, but not really living either. So yeah, and I think God just wants more for us rather than us just existing, rather than us just surviving, just living to make it until tomorrow and then keep doing the same for the other verses. So, in closing, I just want to say you don't need to rush your life. And I'm not saying that you are behind, but if you've been comfortable for a long time and something just feels off, that feeling matters. So here's the question that I'm just going to leave for you for today. Am I actually at peace, or I'm just used to where I am? Am I actually at peace, or I'm just comfortable and used to where I am? That is it for the third episode for the Cause and Code Show. If you found this helpful, we would love that. And don't forget to pray, read your word, and until next time, see ya.